Alabama Public Television presents Spotlight on Agriculture.
Welcome to the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind. My name is John Massia and I'm the president. The Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind is the most comprehensive program serving individuals who are deaf and blind in the country. We have the Alabama School for the Deaf, the Alabama School for the Blind, the Helen Keller School, serving individuals who are deaf or blind and also have other challenges. We serve individuals who are adults in the Gentry facility. We also have a very large manufacturing facility. It's the Alabama Industries for the Blind. And there are also regional centers statewide. The Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind charges no tuition. All programs at the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind offer opportunities for individuals who are deaf and blind to prove to themselves that with the right training and the right supports, they can live an independent life. We offer orientation and mobility training, that's specialized training for individuals who are blind so that they can independently travel to their place of employment, to the store, to their church. We offer interpreter services to individuals who are deaf. We offer technology services for individuals who are deaf and blind so they can connect with the world. You know, running AIDB is I think, the dream job. There's so many opportunities every single day to impact people. We try every day to dream up possibilities for our students so that their future can be limitless. The most important thing we can provide to our students is the opportunity for them to realize that with the right attitude and the right supports, they can do anything they put their mind to. It's very important that people have opportunity to experience life and to succeed and to fail. What we try to do here at AIDB in all of our programs is not only to provide the academic training that our students need, but to provide them with real life situations. And our goal is to make sure that they have the right technology and the right training and the right supports and the right opportunities to see that whatever it is they want to do, they can do it and they can succeed.
My name is Danny Ray Finley, and I am the Director of Student Life here at the Alabama School for the Blind, which is a part of the Alabama Institute for the Deaf and Blind. We tend to be very structured, or try to be as structured as we can, so the students can learn and those skills and things like that they need to learn, whether it be independent living skills, or it be cooking, whether it be how to grocery shop. These are important skills that our students need to know. They may not understand or appreciate it. Of course, no teenager appreciates structure when they're going through it, but as they get older and once they leave here, that's when all of those skills kick back in and stuff that they learned, and it's kind of drilled in them from a young age.
Going to a public school, there's a standard that you have to fit in with everyone else. I was very immersed in the cruel world of social standards, and I think that definitely gave me a realistic view of the world, and that the world wouldn't care whether or not I was blind. And going here, I feel like you can be much more expressive. I am a very hands-on learner personally. In public school, they didn't do this so much, but here I'm taking anatomy this year, and a lot of that is about actually having models of things to feel, because I learned so much better from feeling something 3D than 2D. What a lot of people don't realize is that if you show a person who is blind a 2D picture of something, all they're really going to feel is a bunch of lines, because we can't relate that 2D to a 3D image in our heads. And so as someone who has been blind my whole life, it is so much easier for me to feel a 3D model of something and actually feel what that would look like instead of just feeling a picture. I use a device called a Chameleon, which is a 20-cell refreshable braille display. It has little pins that pop up into the braille dots that correspond with the letters that would be on an iPad screen or a phone screen. And I can scroll through my phone or my iPad, and everything that would be showing up on the screen shows up on my braille display. It also has a keyboard above it where I can type out my assignments or use key commands to scroll through applications or documents or search the internet. I've loved being here.
My name is Cade Henson, and this is my name sign. I started ASD in kindergarten in 2007 and went my whole career there, 14 years until I graduated in 2021. Here at Gentry, I am in college prep. So I will soon be, this fall, enrolling in a dual enrollment program with the local community college, taking some core courses. I'll be beginning that this fall. And then in a couple of years, I'll be able to transfer to Penn State University, in which I will start my degree in meteorology. I preferred going to Alabama School for the Deaf under AIDB because of the equal access to language and communication. They can help me with athletics, various academic and employment goals, and peers all around the state who are deaf like me can all come together.
This program has given me my capabilities to read again. I can use a computer without having to look at it. I can use my phone without having to use my eyeballs. I can do almost everything I could have done as a sighted person back when I still had my sight. This center's name is the Alabama Freedom Center for the Blind. Here at the Freedom Center for the Blind, we do Braille, cane travel, we do home management and technology. This program is not like other programs. You're not gonna have your hand held throughout the majority of this stuff. This program is for people who really want to be independent, who want to go out on their own and want a job, want to move out, want to do things for themselves. Sleep shades and cane are non-negotiable. You have to have them for every class. Home management, we cook, we clean, we write recipes, and we do stuff for other classes sometimes. Technology feeds into home management often. We learn how to use our phones and use our computers.
My name is Atha Holloway. Here at Gentry, I'm a graduate. I graduated last June. I graduated from the BEP program, Business Enterprise Program. My eyesight is deteriorating. I have to, think about the future, and the doctors gave me 50-50 chance, so I'm thinking about the future. So just in case I can't work where I'm working with my children, so I decided to go into this program to have me something else to do, because I don't want to sit down, oh, woe is me. I want to be still in the working environment, working society. I want to still do, So in the business enterprise, this is the best thing that happened to me, to be honest about it. I know people that's in, I've been talking to people, and they've been trying to get me to come to for years. I've been hard-headed, but I decided to try it. I did. I decided to try it, and I'm glad I did. I learned a lot. We learned the fundamental part of being an entrepreneur, a business owner. We have to be on our P's and Q's about our thinking, making different decisions. We learn how to price change our merchandise, fix the machines that we need to. We don't have to wait on our service means to come and work on them. So we learned a lot, and not only that, how to stock the machines, and if something's not selling, we know to pull it, try something different if it's not moving.
My name is Stephen Forney, that's STEVEN FORNEY, and I work for the University of Alabama in Huntsville, UAH, as a research engineer. And I work for the Center of Cybersecurity for Research and Education. I graduated in 2003 from the Alabama Institute for the Deaf and Blind. here in Talladega, Alabama. Upon graduation in 2003 from the Alabama School for the Deaf, I then worked at a welding company locally here in Talladega. And during that time, I was taking the practicum test for graduation. I also went to the Gentry School. After that concluded, I went to the Rochester Institute of Technology for college. In Rochester, I studied electrical and mechanical engineering for my bachelor's degree. After I graduated, I went on to a master's degree in Human Computer Interactions, which is HCI. There were a lot of things happening in ASD that really helped me with real-world experiences. Things that happen that you don't expect in terms of accessibility education was something that I learned here. There was such a rich wealth of resources and educational opportunities here that prepared me for that. Not just the school, but the staff as well, and other families that were around us at that time told us what we needed to know whenever we left the school and entered the real world. So looking back on my experience here, I would love to be able to in turn give that back to the community for those staff and adults in my life who prepared me for the real world. Because when I arrived at the Rochester Institute of Technology, I already had some of those experiences and knowledge because of the preparation that ASD gave me. I would have two things to share with youth that are considering transferring to ASD. And that is that the memories that you gain during high school, for myself looking back, if I had stayed in a mainstream school for high school, I feel like it would have limited my experience in some ways. Being at ASD, I was able to fully participate in any sport that I wanted. I chose football. I was on the front lines. Compared to trying to play in a mainstream setting for high school, maybe a bit more challenging. You're telling the coach that you want to play, but you may not be given that same opportunity. Even during practice, arriving at ASD, you have options for the sports, and those practice opportunities are there. My second piece would be that the accessibility for education and the opportunities for learning one-on-one with staff is wonderful. The ratio that is available here at ASD is much better compared to a mainstream school where you're outnumbered and it's hard to get that one-on-one time and clarifications that are needed for deaf students. When they arrive at ASD, those struggles disappear. Behind me is the STEM Mobile. This is under special projects at AIDB. This mobile is used to travel nationwide to expose both deaf, hard of hearing, blind, and any other disability as well. And those who are non-disabled can also access this bus to gain curriculum and information regarding STEM careers. The program that we work most with is Gen Cyber, which is a cybersecurity camp for deaf and hard of hearing youth. Students are able to come with the assistance of NRSC to provide that nationwide training. And if it wasn't for the support of NRSC, we would have an issue recruiting deaf and hard of hearing youth to participate in this. But NRSC is wonderful at providing additional services and contacts throughout the country. They're a partner for us, and they help us complete our work. The staff for NRSC is deaf themselves as well, so they can help with that student interaction.
I had already known about AIDB as a community resource. When we received my son's hearing loss diagnosis, we did go ahead and decide to contact AIDB regarding ASL classes. When I called, I reached Judy on the phone, and she was so sweet, and we just got to talking, and she just got a little more information about my son Thomas. And she let me know about early intervention, and we went on from there to grow our relationship. Thomas has received a lot of services with AIDB. As I mentioned, we have done early intervention. We have done Mommy and Me classes. I've taken ASL classes, as well as my husband. Grandparents are in the ASL classes. And then Thomas has been able to continue his education and be part of the Kinder Prep program. So it has just been phenomenal to watch his language develop from non-existent when he first arrived home with us to where it is today. He has been participating in their Kinder Prep program. They have been so great to work with us, and they are going to continue to provide us ongoing support as he makes that transition over to a mainstream school. We actually started with total communication. Since he is adopted from China, we don't know how much language he received prior to being adopted. So we started off with ASL, spoken language. We also took pointing and grunting. Everything was welcome. We just wanted to make sure that he knew his needs could be met by adults. From there, in working with AIDB, we have made the transition to ASL and spoken language, and we continue to go down that path. So when Thomas transitions to a mainstream school, we are going to be requesting an ASL interpreter. His language seems to be best facilitated when he has ASL in front of him, so we definitely want to see that continue. He is receiving, of course, speech therapy. Every week, it's a new adventure with him, and it is an adventure for any parent with a deaf, hard of hearing child. He is learning, of course, the basics of preschool. We are learning to count. We are learning our ABCs. We are learning very basic reading. We are learning how to trace lines, how to draw, how to color within the lines. But of course, Thomas does have an IEP, individualized educational program that he is working with as well. So we do have special things that he is working to accomplish every year. AIDB does help to facilitate that, to make sure that those goals are also being reached. His class does have 2 aides that are absolutely wonderful. Thomas is a strong-willed, energetic little boy, and they are not fazed by him. He loves them, and I know that he is very well kept when Mama is not around. With his teacher, she goes above and beyond to make sure that he is being well instructed and well taken care of. We do love his speech therapist who is working with him every week. And then also he is receiving, the entire class receives musical instruction, which is so great for them. I know that they love it, and every Monday when I pick him up, after he's received musical instruction, he is singing to the top of his lungs in the car, so I know he enjoys it. So once Thomas leaves the Kinder Prep program and transitions into mainstream, he will continue to work with the deaf case manager here to ensure that his needs are being met with the mainstream school.
The Alabama Industries for the Blind is a $30 million manufacturing facility. The majority of the employees are blind or visually impaired. The purpose of the Alabama Industries is to not only provide employment opportunities, but it's also to provide quality products to the government and mostly the military. The employees at the Alabama Industries for the Blind show the world that just because you have a disability doesn't mean you can't be a productive citizen. Our employees want to be tax-paying citizens. They want to do their share to make this country great. They want to do their share to make sure that the communities are strong. Our people not only work hard every day, but they're active members in their communities and in their churches and in their civic organizations. They don't want to take from society, they want to give back, and they do so every single day. The Mariana Green Henry Special Equestrian Program is a very important part of the services we provide at AIDB. There are times when a teacher or another student might not be able to connect with the child, but sometimes an animal can. There are so many innovative ways that we can provide services to kids who are deaf and blind at AIDB. And the services we provide at the MGH Arena are just one example.
My name is Kate Storiohan. I am the lead program instructor at Mariana Green Henry Special Equestrians. We have the best job in the entire world. We get to teach students from AIDB how to ride horses. We see students from ASD, ASB, and Helen Keller. Taylor has been riding with us for about 4 years, and he was very nervous when he first started riding. He's obviously very athletic. He loves sports of all sorts and types.
I am on the Riders Club at MGH Arena. This horse name is Reba. Reba is a Belgian cross. I play volleyball, basketball, golf, powerlifting, and horses.
So with therapeutic riding, just sitting on a horse has benefits in and of itself. So when a student sits on a horse, it moves the human pelvis in the same way that you would if you were walking. So it's beneficial as far as balance and position and posture and bone structure, muscle coordination, all of those things. So just sitting on a horse has its own benefits. But then when you add in controlling this massive animal, using your reins and your seat and your eyes and your weight, there's just so many more benefits that come along with that. Horseback riding is so much more than just a pony ride. You get to develop confidence and grow with your peers and just really improve your riding skills, but also your social skills as well.
To a student who is considering coming to ASB, I would say think about yourself in 5 or 10 years. Think about what you want to do with your life and think about who you want to be. And I would say go for it, because the chances of becoming who you want to be, going to the School for the Blind, are so much greater because you have people who really understand you and who understand what it's like to live the life that you live and go through the challenges that you face, and who can help you make an educated decision on your life based on understanding those challenges and knowing what you will face and being able to help prepare you for that, because a public school is not going to prepare you for being blind.
The purpose of AIDB is to level the playing field for people who are deaf, blind, and deafblind. They do need special training and special technology, and they need to have the opportunity to work with individuals who have the special ability to provide that training. And honestly, there's something very, very special between the bond our instructors have with their students. We become a family here at AIDB. Our kids live with us. They're here 24/7. They're here at night and on the weekends. They're here when they don't feel well. They're here when they're upset about something that might have happened in their life. And so the bond that forms between the staff and the students is beautiful and special. And that special relationship translates to a very passionate culture here at the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind. And if AIDB didn't exist, there would be many individuals who are deaf and blind and who could offer such a rich perspective in the workforce, at their church, in their home community that wouldn't have that opportunity. AIDB levels the playing field for people. who are deaf and blind so they can enjoy the same opportunities we all want.